Practice ahead of the Austrian Grand Prix began with much speculation as Lewis Hamilton is rumoured to be leaving Ferrari at the end of the season. When asked if there's any truth to these rumours, he stated that he is considering all his options for next season. As he states, in 2018 he wants to be winning Grand Prix. Williams also bring another downforce upgrade to this race weekend. However, they still look to be lacking rear downforce and traction out of low speed corners, but do look to be much improved through average corner speeds. Red Bull finally managed to bring the upgrades that Renault brought to their own car at the third race at China, giving Red Bull a firm reminder that they are a Renault customer team. Taking a look at the qualifying grid for the Austrian Grand Prix, and Red Bull put the Renault upgrades to good use, locking out the front row, Daniel Kvyat starting on pole, with Jean-Eric Vergne in second. Fernando Alonso lines up third for Mercedes, with Buemi the lead Williams in fourth. His teammate Josh Cho will line up in fifth, with the second Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas starting just behind in sixth. It would be an all-Ferrari fourth row with Lewis Hamilton getting the better of his teammate Sebastian Vettel. Nico Hülkenberg once again with an impressive showing lineup in P9, and Will Stevens will complete the top 10 for McLaren. Carlos Sainz will start from 11th, with Rio Haryanto once again starting outside the top 10, lining up in 12th. Stoffel Van Dorn will maximise his potential in the Manor to line up in 13th, with Romain Grosjean in the lead of the Hasses in 14th. Then comes the two Force Indias of Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon in 15th and 16th, with Alex Rossi getting knocked out in Q1, lining up only in 17th. Max Verstappen lines up 18th for Toro Rosso, with Daniel Ricciardo in 19th, Pascal Wehrlein 20th for the Manners, and once again the two Sauers Mark Ericsson and Adrian Sutil round off the back row of the grid. Hey guys, Taro here, welcome back to UniONE. This time round 9 for season 3, the Austrian Grand Prix. If you did miss the race last time out of Canada, definitely go and check that out before this race. Crazy battles there, especially with me and Buemi towards the end of the race. I'm talking about Buemi, we really need to stop his momentum. He really has been beating us now the past few races, so once again we need to try and put one over him, try and beat him again in this race. And what can Nico Hülkenberg do, starting from 9th once again? This is the third time this season he started from 9th. And where he scored points at Russia starting from 9th. Should have scored points at Britain starting from 9th. Let's see, starting from 9th here at Austria, what he can do now. Now as for us, starting in P5, once again just behind our teammate Sebastian Buemi, but in front there of Valtteri Bottas, so if we can get a good start. So we went pretty well here last year. Of course, this is where Rossi drove over the top of Max Verstappen. Hopefully we don't have any of that this time round, so all starting on the ultra soft tyres in the top 10, so we'll have to make our way back through all the slower cars after our first pit stops. I can imagine they'll be starting on the harder compounds. Especially the two Ferraris just behind us, ultra soft as well, so they're going to struggle this weekend. But now as we come to the fire red lights for the start of the Austrian Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go. Buemi there getting a pretty good start alongside us. Actually gets a way better start than we did. We're still in P5, looks like going to be a battle up front now for the lead. They come down into turn 1, have to stay behind Buemi for the time being. Thankfully don't get taken out in turn 1. Get very close there to the rear of Buemi's car. Now it's gaining in solution now on the back of our teammate. That's going to be a 5-way train up now into turn 2. The two Red Bulls going side by side now for the lead. There's Valtteri Bottas making it 3 wide now for the lead of Grand Prix. Can Alonso make the move up the inside? Going to keep it side by side 3 wide with the two Red Bulls. He will get a terrible exit there. Alonso loses out there to our teammate Sebastian Buemi to get boxed in behind. Now the two Red Bulls going side by side now for the lead of the Grand Prix. Now we're going to go 3 wide with the two Red Bulls. This is for the lead of the Grand Prix. Now coming down into turn 3 to breeze past the two Red Bulls, although they're not even there. Vergne's going to try down, dive it back up our inside. With a bit of contact though, we just hold it round the outside. And now we've gone from 5th to the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix in only 3 corners and half a lap really. I think it's such a short lap round here. So now we're into the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Daniel Kvyat in second and Jean-Eric Vergne in third. So the Red Bulls there really throwing away their 1-2 qualifying already after only 3 corners and about a kilometre of track. Now coming around the final corner, Daniel Kvyat's already all over the backwards. You've seen how much of an advantage Kvyat had in qualifying, almost over 4 tenths ahead of his teammate Jean-Eric Vergne. So Kvyat really does look to be on it this weekend. And as you can see, if we can use the straight line speed advantage and our new downforce upgrades to try and keep ahead of these Red Bulls and see if Sebastian Buemi can do anything to try and catch you as well. Got the two McLarens there going side by side further back. Now got Fernando Alonso gaining in solution now on the back of Jean-Eric Vergne. Mercedes versus Renault power. As you can notice, this is the upgraded, the newer upgraded Renault engine in the back of the Red Bull. It still doesn't look to be enough to try and help defend from Fernando Alonso. Sebastian Buemi starting to fall back a bit slightly now. in 5th. Now it's going to be a drag race between Fernando Alonso and John Vergne now down into turn 3. Alonso just powers around the outside, indeed he does. I mean, it shows how much work Renault still have to do. If a Mercedes, which pretty much blows up every race, can just drive right around the outside of John Vergne, and neither of them having slipstream, that was just pure engine power and pure straight line speed, Renault still have quite a bit of work to do for next season. And maybe for the end of this season, see how much upgrades they are bringing for their car this season, using this purely as a test season. No, we're still in the lead, going purple there through the second set, so it's nice to pull away now a bit from Daniel Kvyat in second and Fernando Alonso in third. As Alonso's just overtaking John Vergne, so he's going to be trying to chase down Daniel Kvyat because he's got past one Red Bull, so he can easily get past the other one as well. Now coming on to the end of lap 2, we set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, so that's exactly what we need to do now. Now DRS is enabled, hopefully we can try and pull away now from Daniel Kvyat and get out of the DRS range. We're looking a bit further back. Now it's going to be Sebastian Buemi's turn now to try and get past John Vergne in the Red Bull in a straight line. We know nothing's faster than this BMW Williams in a straight line. Maybe probably except for the Manners, but the Manners just have no downforce, so they won't be up here competing this race. Now Buemi's going to look up the inside now of John Vergne, going to keep it side by side on the exit. Now Buemi should have a second bite of DRS now. Getting in slipstream now, it's pure DRS now, can easily power past Johnny Vergne. Vergne's going to try and hold it back around the outside. Buemi has to go defensive now to the inside. Buemi's going to try and hold it around the outside line. Can Vergne hold it around the outside? No, he can't, and now Buemi moves up into P4, and now he can try and chase down Alonso and Kvyat, and probably even ourselves. We've seen Buemi's race pace has been pretty good in the past few races. He's beat us the last few times, so he should be able to try and beat us here once again. Should be pretty even on pace for this. Now cutting onto lap 4, we've got Daniel Kvyat now right back up behind us. We've caught up to, we haven't managed to pull away. If anything, Daniel Kvyat's actually gone faster than us now. He's right up behind us now. Getting in the DRS now, the start of lap 5 is going to pull to the inside of us now. Coming up into Tower 1, Fernando Alonso waiting just in the wings. Let's see what happens now. Going to Tower 1, and Daniel Kvyat's got us. He's easily just passed us there because it's a terrible exit though. Gets to put the power down to where he slides out the exit now, and we go back into the lead. Now it's come under attack now from Fernando Alonso in a second. There's going to be a drag race between the Mercedes and the Red Bull up the hill. Alonso's going to try and go now right around the outside of Daniel Kvyat. Daniel Kvyat's going to try and keep his nose in just up the inside. Keep it up the inside line. Alonso now get the traction on the racing line. Try and get past Daniel Kvyat. Both of them going to have DRS. Now once again the Mercedes is faster than the Red Bull. Alonso's going to try and drag his way past Daniel Kvyat, and indeed he does. Now Alonso moves up into P2, demoting Daniel Kvyat down into P3. Now they can try, now Alonso can try and chase us down to take the lead of this Grand Prix. And Red Bull just really starting to go backwards in this race now. Now cutting all the way onto the end of lap 6, we've got Fernando Alonso right behind us, but now it's time to come in for our first stop to go onto another set of tyres. I'm going to go into the pit lane. Thankfully we've got no issues with our pit lane until this time, like we did back at Spain. Now coming into the pit like Fernando Alonso follows us behind as well, and Daniel Kvyat follows us in as well, so it's going to be a crucial pit stop here from Williams to see how we do it in this pit stop. Now going to a set of super soft tyres, and we get out there thankfully in front of everyone, so Williams getting a good pit stop for once, and Daniel Kvyat there has actually jumped Fernando Alonso in the pit stops there, so we've got one of the Ferraris just behind as well, so poor pit stop there from the Mercedes. Now we've got coming up in front of 3 cars battling. Looks like one of the McLarens, one of the Manners, and one of the Renaults, probably Daniel Ricciardo. Looks like they're just going to come in front of us there. Looks like John Vergne actually jumped Daniel Kvyat, so Vergne got the undercut there on his teammate Daniel Kvyat and has now moved back ahead of the Russian. So interesting strategy call there from Red Bull, bringing in John Vergne before Daniel Kvyat. Then we've got Alonso behind, then you've got the 2 Ferraris out there on soft tyres, so they're looking to go longer on the second stint and go on super soft tyres at the end of the Grand Prix. Now we're trying to make a move past the Manners. This isn't an easy move to do in a straight line, but thankfully just get the traction over the Manor. Now going to make the move up the inside, and now can try and chase down the Toro Rosso, which is being hounded there by the Renault of Daniel Ricciardo. Now going to keep it side by side, now coming up into turn 4, can try and Ricciardo hold it around the outside. No, just hasn't got the downforce on the car, and now we're slotting behind the Australian. There's like the 2 Sauers up in front doing pretty well. Now our teammates passing Buemi's in the pits, so we're getting Buemi coming in on the next lap, trying to cover us off, trying to minimise the time loss. Now he'll lose, obviously we get the undercut. Now getting right up behind Daniel Ricciardo there into final corner. There's so much more confidence on the brakes than Daniel Ricciardo, because Ricciardo on the soft tyres, he doesn't have as much grip and probably not as good as brakes as we do, or being as brave on the brakes. Now coming up into turn 1, we're still behind Daniel Ricciardo, because Ricciardo getting the DRS off the back of the Toro Rosso in front, so we're not able to make a move yet on the Australian. And there comes Sebastian Buemi out of the pits, and there comes John Vergne side by side with our teammate Vergne trying to power his way around the outside. Vergne makes a move around the outside of our teammate Sebastian Buemi, so Vergne has got the undercut, 2 laps of undercut there on our teammate Sebastian Buemi. Buemi now has 2 lap fresher tyres. I don't know what, I didn't quite see what tyre Sebastian Buemi's on. Let's say there he's on the super soft tyre, so he should be looking to make a move back on John Vergne sometime soon. And now we're still gaining in association now on the back of Daniel Ricciardo, can make a move coming down into turn 3. Once again, we're just a bit too far back on the brakes. I'll have to stick behind Daniel Ricciardo. I think we get a great run there on the exit, we just can't find a way through there. I'm saying this is pretty much ruining our stint, because we really need to get past Daniel Ricciardo, because Ricciardo's on 8-lap old soft tyres. We're on brand new super soft tyres, so we need to maximise the pace on this stint and pull away from Vern and anyone else behind us who's on the soft tyres. And since we're stuck behind this Renault, and not for the first time this season, we just recon in. Now Vern's going to try and make a move to the inside. He's probably moving to the inside. We just have to cover off Vern around the second to last corner, and we just keep ahead there of the Frenchman for a bit longer. We've got the two Saubers in front, so we're behind the Saubers. That's how you know you're going slowly in this race. And getting in slipstream now on the back once again of Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo once again has a slipstream on the back. That Toro Rosso in front. Both of them, of course, Renault powered. I don't know in terms of upgrades what Toro Rosso have compared to Rebel, because the Rebel now have the upgraded Renault engine, and it looks like from how the Toro Rosso came ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, that Toro Rosso might have the upgraded engine top. But Ricciardo now going to go up the inside of the Toro Rosso, because it wasn't it, and that's Carlos Sainz. So Daniel Ricciardo getting up the inside of Carlos Sainz now into turn 2. That's going to be a drag race now down straight into turn 3. Got the Red Bull Johnny Van going side by side with us now, trying to take a position. Cat just napping here behind the two cars in front. Now coming up into the braking zone. We have a huge lock up there from Carlos Sainz, trying to hold it up the inside. Daniel Ricciardo makes a move stick. Ricciardo gets forced out wide. Now we're going side by side now with Daniel Ricciardo coming down into turn 4. He's trying to hold it out around the outside of the Australian. Because the queue is up and there's contact! Ricciardo sliding onto the grass. He holds up a whole queue of cars behind. Now Ricciardo out there onto the grass. Okay, he's stalking it, get going again. Yes, Ricciardo just managed to get going again. Now we've got a VSC called for that contact there with me and Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo, they're keeping his nose up the inside. Obviously, when the gap wasn't there, his car wasn't far enough alongside. So honestly, he pretty much should have backed out there. Should have conceded that position, in my opinion. Now cutting onto the end of the VSC. Now we're up in P9 now. Carlos Sainz just in front of us in the Toro Rosso, because Sainz is also with a Renault engine, so we should be able to make an easy move past the Toro Rosso if we can get DRS past it now down the main straight, because only a VSC, so DRS is now once again enabled. They're coming into final corner, just not able to make a move yet on the young Spaniard. Doing it, two Toro Rossos battling in front with one of the Force Indias. So we know how slow Force India are going this season. Looks like they're being overtaken by the Saubers, so we know they're definitely going slower this season than probably what they're expecting. They're going to try and make a move inside of Carlos Sainz's turn 1. We're just a bit too far back there on the Spaniard, but now going to get a whole load of slipstream now coming up into turn 2 to be able to make the move on Carlos Sainz. Now going to the outside of Carlos Sainz, now coming up into turn 2, trying to hold it around the outside. Sainz going to dive it back on the inside. He isn't. Sainz backs out the move and concedes defeat there, just slots in behind us. Sainz, I don't know why Sainz is so far down the order. Now we've got Sebastian Buemi now trying to go around the outside now of Jean-Eric Verne. And once again, just a huge contact there. Buemi just trying to sideswipe in front there of Jean-Eric Verne before he made the move stick. So Buemi and Verne getting to know each other very well there. Verne getting very familiar there with the back of Sebastian Buemi's Williams. Buemi there with a bit of a dangerous move, I'd say. You've seen how fast he is in his first few races, just being a bit overly aggressive there, it seems, trying to cut off Jean-Eric Verne before Verne was fully behind. So thankfully they both get away with it. And now we're all over the back of Sergio Perez on super soft tyres, which has been on for since the start of the Grand Prix. We should be able to try and make an easy move on the Mexican driver. Going around the final corner, we'll start to stay behind for the time being, just weren't close enough coming down into the final corner to make a move. Now going to get DRS now on the back of Sergio Perez and go pull to the inside now of the Force India. And looks like Carlos Sainz going to go with us as well, so get some great slipstream there. Does Carlos Sainz makes the move there up the inside of Sergio Perez into turn 1, does he? He does. Sainz makes the move stick there on Sergio Perez. Now Buemi can hold it right around the outside now of our teammate. And now going on the Ferraris going side by side now with Jean-Eric Verne coming up into turn 2. Can the Ferrari go to the Rebel? Looks like we're 3 wide. Can take the 3 wide. Now because Valtteri Bottas with a huge dive bomb up the inside of all of them. Bottas is going to try with 3 positions there. And of course Bottas on the super soft tyres. So we get some terrible exits there out of the corner. And that's just slot by down there. He drops down now back to his teammate Fernando Alonso. So Alonso's there. Just going to drive around the outside there. Obviously Valtteri Bottas now is still with the Ferraris and Rebels going side by side now into turn 3. Can Vettel try and hold it now right around the outside? Or Jean-Eric Verne? No, he can't. Verne slots back in front there. Or Sebastian Vettel for the time being. This is pretty much where this is a battle that we need to pull away from. Now coming to the next lap, Buemi there with a huge lock up down to turn 1. One's horribly wide. Now really compromises his exit. He'll lose loads of momentum there. Then go on to the Ferrari, just trying to breeze past the Red Bull and our teammate Sebastian Buemi as well. We've got a huge battle of all the cars behind. Going 3 wide further behind now with the 2 Red Bulls. And they're going to 3 wide now up in front with Ferraris, Williams and the Red Bull trying to hold it up the inside. I can't quite see there, and now we're going side by side now with one of the Saubers now coming down in turn 3. There's contact there, we get forced out to the grass, we're going side by side with contact, we've gone off wide, we're going into the gravel trap. Can we keep the momentum going? Not wide, can we keep the momentum going back on the track? We're going to get a load of gravel on our tyres, going to lose a load of temperature there. Also a load of gravel because the tyres are now covered in gravel. Now Sebastian Buemi's overtaken us, but that'd be a crucial mistake there. We've lost, I don't know how much time, 5-6 seconds, and we just lost the position there to one of the Ferraris, and our teammate Sebastian Buemi's right now, we're getting terrible exits now. Let's go get our tyres back, potentially get all the dirt and stones, gravel off our tyres first. Now got one of the rebels, and the whole queue of cars right behind us now. Daniel Kvyat now looking to go to the inside of us now, coming down into the final corner. Kvyat made a move inside, but leaving the space. Now going around the final corner, trying to sweep it right on the outside of the Red Bull. Going to the final corner, keep it side by side there with Daniel Kvyat. Kvyat's going to try and make the move down to turn 1. Going side by side now, force Kvyat over to the inside there, pinch him on the apex. We're going to keep it to the inside now. Because side by side turn 1, force Daniel Kvyat over to the inside. We're going to drive right around the outside there. Of the Russian really backs up Daniel Kvyat. Now there goes Johnny Verne back past once again. Now we've got the two Mercedes waiting just behind, going to the line now. Going side by side now, the two Mercedes. Now coming up into turn 3. Two of the Rebels leading now, got Fernando looking at the inside. Now two Rebels going side by side now up into turn 2. And Bottas is spinning off into the side of the distance there. What's happened to Valtteri Bottas? He's completely span off the inside of the track, loads of smoke there. So he's reversing, so he's still in the race, but he has to wait obviously now for all the cars to come out. They go to the Toro Rosso. Now looking at replay, well, why Valtteri Bottas just went spinning into turn 2. See, they're stuck behind Jean-Eric Verne and his teammate Fernando Alonso for the time being. Now, let's see there, terrible legs in, now, so stuck back in the slipstream behind his teammate Fernando Alonso. Coming up the hill, pulled out to the side there of his teammate Fernando Alonso. Now, I think there's a bit of an explosion there, and he's going slowly. He's got a puncture. He's got a puncture now. Coming up to turn 2, he's going too fast. He just can't stop and uses the Ferrari as a brake to try and stop himself going ploughing into the barriers. Thankfully, the Ferrari's still in the race. But what happened to Valtteri Bottas? How fast was he going when he got that puncture? Now, looking from his helmet cam, going on board, he's going up to 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. How fast are you going? Puncture goes 170, 180, 186 miles an hour, and he gets a puncture. Of course, he's got pretty much 2 wheels on the ground there, just can't stop the car, and then just has nowhere to go and hits into the side of the Ferrari. Very, very high speed collision there for Valtteri Bottas and that Ferrari. And thankfully, they're both still going in this race. Now, get yellow flags from in front because Sebastian Vettel trying to chase down their teammates Sebastian Buemi. Now we've got yellow flags in front, so don't tell me they've had an accident. Now someone's going slow there. Is that Valtteri Bottas? Bottas has gone like 300 metres in 1 lap. He's just going so slowly, there's a huge brake fire. It's like something's gone wrong with the back of the car. He gets completely punted there by the Force India. Pretty much kick-starts his car and gets him going again, because Bottas with that puncture has to do half a lap. Now he's already 1 lap down. There goes one of the Manners as well. There's one of the Toro Rossos just misses the back there of Valtteri Bottas. Bottas doing a much better job of getting out of the way than Esteban Ocon was at Monaco. Back to the race, we're stuck in the 20-mile-an-hour car park. Now here comes the other Manor and the other Force Indians now at the back of the grid, trying to catch it now to Valtteri Bottas now through the section. Of course, this is where Alex Rossi drove over the top of Max Verstappen last season. They've caught it right onto the back now of Valtteri Bottas, coming now through turn 5, can now having to queue behind Valtteri Bottas now at this stage. There's nowhere to go. Bottas right, Manner's into the gravel, and Manner just forces Bottas into the gravel trap. Then they're going to shout, shoving him over onto the other side of the grass as well. Couldn't quite see which Manner that was, but have they got any front wing damage from that? Surely they must have some kind of damage from that. It looks like Pascal Wehrlein. I can't quite see there from the helmet. It looks like they do have a bit of front wing damage. Now coming on the final corner, they decide to carry on, so Manor clearly I think it's that much front wing damage. No, he's Bottas crawling into the pit lane now. If he was going any slower, honestly I think he might have stopped and we were going backwards if he was going any slower. You know, Bottas finally has made it back into the pit lane, but surely he must be several laps down now at this point. Bringing now, so I don't know why Mercedes have honestly not told him to retire, because there's no way he's going to make up 2 laps. Or whatever, how many laps down he is on the remainder of the field with half a race left to go. So now Mercedes changing his front wing as well. Of course, when he ploughed into the back there of the Ferrari. Now, that's how far behind he is, second to last in this race. And there's a McLaren of Ria Harriento actually coming to lead, was in the lead there of the Grand Prix, coming for his first stop onto a set of super soft tyres. So Valtteri Bottas is now at least 2 laps down in this Grand Prix. Now looking back into us, now we're now right behind one of the Saubers on the super soft tyres, so they've made a pit stop as well. They've gained a lot of time there. Somehow they're in front of us, and now we're trying to gain an explosion now on the back of the Saubers. So I think we've called back up now to Adrian Sutter. Of course, we made contact with him a few laps ago. Sutter there on the soft tyres, and we're going to get to the inside. Now I've got the 2 Rebels going side by side further behind, with now Fernando Alonso just behind as well. It's going to be a battle now. We're trying to get up the inside now of Adrian Sutter now coming down into turn 3. Of course, not leave Sutter much room with assuming 4 off the traffic lots ago. There's more contact between us. But this time he managed to make the move there on the jam. Now got 2 Rebels going side by side up in front. Then it's Daniel Kvyat just overtaking his teammate Jean-Eric Verne. So Verne on the second stint of the race really has found some pace, because he's just dropping back on the first stint. Looks like he's found some pace now to come onto the second stint. But now we're up into P4, trying to chase down their teammate Sebastian Buemi in front. So I don't know who's leading 1-2 at this stage. Imagine it's some people who need to make a stop in this race. I think Buemi may be even in the net lead of this race. But now coming to lap 17, we're now coming in for our second stop now to go into a set of soft tyres now to take us to the end of the Grand Prix, getting an undercut on our teammate Buemi once again. And I've got one of the Saubs coming in behind us as well, so they must be going on to another set of tyres, but I don't see what set of tyres that Saub's going on to. So Adrian Sutter following in right in just behind us. Now the Williams get a good pit stop there. Can we get a pit stop from the Williams? We do go on to a set of soft tyres now to take us to the end of the race. What tyres that Sauber going on to? Going to set... I can't quite see from that angle, so I think maybe in a set of super soft tyres there. For Sauber, of course they can't go into a set of softs because they need to use 2 different tyres in this race, so... Either a set of soft or super soft tyres is what the Sauber's gone to. But either way, they're on a faster tyre than us. We need to be a bit wary of Sutter, who's actually on super soft tyres now. And now as we come on to lap 19, we've got one of the Manners in front of us. Once again, we've got Alex, there's a huge kerfuffle of cars in front there. And then what's happening, we've got Rossi now in front of us. Now Rossi just having a terrible exit there out of turn 3. Now we've got the American right in front of us now. So what happened to Alex Rossi? He seems off of the track, gets back on again, and we get purple there through the second sector, so using your soft tyres good to our advantage. And looking at replay of what happens, so here's Alex Rossi trying to put another lap on Valtteri Bottas. Bottas is hogging the inside line there, hogging the apex. Forcing Alex Rossi to try and get around the outside. And once again, Rossi now has the DRS and slipstream, of course with that BMW power unit. And Bottas should really get all the way now. Rossi now goes to the inside of Valtteri Bottas, now coming down into turn 3. So actually Bottas just squeezes Rossi over to the inside and spins him off the track. Then Rossi comes back on, loses all his momentum, and there goes our teammate, and there goes one of the Manners as well. So now that's how Rossi ended up right in front of us. That Manor doing pretty well in this race because that Manor still yet to make another pit stop. Don't know which Manor that is. I think it might be Van Dorn, being Verlaine's quite a way back after that contact with Valtteri Bottas. So now we're right up behind Alex Rossi now, coming down into the final corner. Rossi still had loads of dirt on his side. Now that Manor does pit right on cue. Holds us up a bit there around the final corner. Check out the corner now, coming right into the final corner. Rossi there with a huge lock up there. Maybe he has a bit of a brake issue now as well, because it's not the first time we've seen Haas having brake issues in real life or in the season, so Haas really do need to look at new brake supplies for next season. Now we're around to the back now of the other Sauber now, of Marcus Ericsson. We're gaining installation now on the back of the Sauber now, coming up into turn 2, can make a move to the inside there of the Swedish driver. And now coming up into turn 2, Ericsson's going to try to hold it around the outside, but it's no use, even though we're on the soft tyres, Ericsson's on super soft tyres. That's going to be a drag race down into turn 3. That's like a move that we're going to easily make. Now coming onto the start now of lap 26, we've got Sebastian Vettel just in front of us now, getting right in the slipstream now with Will Stevens just in front, so hopefully as we go purple there through the first sector, hopefully we can use Stevens as a kind of blockade to try and get past Sebastian Vettel, because Vettel down on super soft tyres. So if we don't get past him now, he's just going to pull away from us now into the distance with 10 laps of this race left to go. We saw there we had a bit of throttling damage. I don't exactly know what that was from. Now Vettel's going to look now up the inside of Will Stevens coming into turn 3 before Stevens out wide. We're going to use that to get past Will Stevens as well. So Will Stevens there with a rookie error there, leaving the door open, and we just follow through with Sebastian Vettel. Use Vettel there as a kind of shield to follow him through there on Will Stevens. So now we're up into P4, Vettel in P3. I don't know who's in second and first. I think Wayne's in second, so I don't know who's leading this Grand Prix. But now coming on to lap 3. Now down to 21 runs in the race. Someone's just retired behind us. John Vern's out of the Grand Prix. John Vern out of the Grand Prix again for I think the second or third time this season. Now we've got a VSC call, so it's Vettel in the second, and then our teammate Sebastian Buemi is leading the Grand Prix. Now taking a look at a replay of what happened to John Vern, so we've got Daniel Kvyat just behind him. I don't know what happened to Vern. Is there contact between him to a Red Bull? I think Kvyat is just a bit too far behind for any contact, so it must be an engine failure for Vern. Now coming around into the middle section, Vern net right on cue with an engine failure and pulls right off the side of the track there, and that's Vern after the Grand Prix. So there's Renault upgrades, don't look to be working the best there for Jean-Nic Vern. And now cutting all on to lap 32. I don't know if you see because the car's white, but it is now raining, and now DRS has been disabled, so now it's time to come in for intermediate tyres at the end of this lap. Sebastian Vettel there still in second. Now we've got Fernando Alonso behind us in 4th. Now coming now into the second sector, we've got one of the Manners in front of us. I think that might be Pascal Wehrlein in the Manor, of course, with that half a front wing after that contact with Valtteri Bottas earlier on. Now we're going now to put a lap there on the Manor. So Pascal Wehrlein's season just goes from one extreme to the other. I mean, scoring points at Azerbaijan and Canada, and now in last a lap down at Austria, only one race later. Pretty much just a reality check there for Pascal Wehrlein, back to the back of the grid, where Manor pretty much have been, well, since they started in 2010. Of course, there's Virgin and then Marussia and now Manor. And that Mercedes power unit looking to be the best. And our teammates coming to the pits as well, so we are going to have to stack behind our teammate Sebastian Buemi now as he comes into the pit lane. He's got Sebastian Vettel just behind him. Now Vettel really has close because Vettel there on the super soft tyres, Buemi was on the soft tyres. That's going to be battling of the pit crews now. Can Williams get Buemi back out in front of Sebastian Vettel? That's going to be a whole battle now. So it has me coming behind. Vettel's jumped our teammate. Vettel has jumped Sebastian Buemi in the pits. So now Vettel's into the lead of the Grand Prix. Now we're getting a tyre change. Now we've been held for the Ferrari and the Red Bull as well. Nightmare pit stop. And one of the Toro Rossos. A nightmare pit stop there. Two terrible pit stops there from the Williams boys. So there's cost Buemi the lead and cost us P3. Because then now Fernando Alonso is already exiting the pit lane. So we only come up to the 8th now. But thankfully we have kept it ahead there of the Red Bull of Daniel Kvyat. So now we've got 4 laps left in this race. Front wing damage plus range shouldn't really be a good combination for us. Even the man has managed to unlap himself from us. We've lost that much time. Now we've got Sebastian Buemi trying to chase down Sebastian Vettel now. There's 2 Sebastians going for both of them ex-Toro Rosso drivers. It seems anything if you do with Red Bull, then you will succeed in Formula 1, it seems. Now cutting all the way on to lap 36. We're still not caught up to Fernando Alonso. We've dropped down to Kvyat. We can see Alonso is just there in front of us, with only half a lap of this race left to go. I don't think there's any time left to try and make a move on the Spaniard, unless he gets some sort of worldly exits and amazing traction on the Spaniard. And right now we will be gaining in the station now on the back of Fernando Alonso as we come down now into turn 3. Just has to try and gain on under braking. Now gain a lot there, under braking there on the back of Fernando Alonso. Get the line tighter. Now again, side by side, gets a great traction off the exit. They're going side by side with Fernando Alonso. Does contact. Alonso forces us onto the grass there to keep his P3 position. So Alonso can drive back at the side of Alonso coming into turn 4. They were just a bit too far back. But now only 3 corners left to go. And I imagine this wasn't in Ferrari's game plan at the start of the weekend, or pretty much after the start of the season. That's how slow the car's been. But Sebastian Vettel now only 2 corners away from victory. Now Sebastian Vettel now is going to round the final corner. No drama around the final corner. Sebastian Vettel is going to come to the line, and Vettel is going to win the Austrian Grand Prix and take his first win of the season and Ferrari's first victory of the season as well. It's going to be second place there for our teammate Sebastian Buemi. He just couldn't catch Sebastian Vettel in the last few laps. Fernando Alonso is going to come in third, just fending off us. Just if there was one more lap, as everyone says. If there was one more lap, I would have got him. And you can see Arrivia Benny looking very happy there with Sebastian Vettel's job, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised because that Ferrari does not look like a race-winning car this season. And Vettel taking his 35th career victory, his first victory for exactly 1 season, because the last victory coming only at Austria 2015. Taking a look at the race results, Sebastian Vettel will take victory, but less than the 10th clear of our teammate Sebastian Buemi, Fernando Alonso completing the podium in 3rd for Mercedes. We had to settle for 4th in the end, 2 tenths behind the Spaniard, with Daniel Kvyat only managing 5th for Red Bull, 9 seconds off of the lead. Carlos Sainz with another strong showing there for Toro Rosso comes home in 6th, with Romain Grosjean in 7th, Will Stevens as the lead McLaren in 8th, and Lewis Hamilton drops down to 9th. What happened there to Lewis Hamilton to be over 30 seconds behind his teammate at the end of the Grand Prix? So something must have happened there to Lewis Hamilton. Nico Hulkenberg comes only in 10th to get some more valuable points there for Renault, with Rio Haryanto in 11th. And Adrian Suttle for Sauber takes him a very valuable point there for the team. Come home in P12. Now moving on to the driver standings, and thanks to Daniel Kvyat's poor result, we now have an 18-point lead back to the Russian on 114 points to his 96, with Fernando Alonso in 3rd, only 4 points behind Daniel Kvyat now. Sebastian Buemi now jumps up into 4th, 29 points behind us on 85 points, with Jean-Eric Vergne slowly slipping further down the table in 5th on 77 points. Sebastian Vettel now jumps up into 6th on 64 points, with Lewis Hamilton now dropping down to 7th on 59. Valtteri Bottas remains in 8th on 43 points, with Rio Haryanto in 9th on 38, only 5 points behind the Mercedes driver still. Esteban Ocon remains in 10th with 24 points, with Verstappen in 11th on 23, and Romain Grosjean runs off the top 12 for Haas on 20 points. Now moving on to the constructor standings, and Williams now once again take the lead of the constructor standings, now 16 points clear of Red Bull, who dropped down to 2nd. Mercedes remaining 3rd, with Ferrari in 4th now 12 points behind. McLaren in 5th now on 55 points, and now they have scored more points than they scored throughout the entirety of last season. Toro Rosso now jump up into 6th on 42 points, with Haas now up into 7th on 37, 1 point clear now Force India, who dropped down to 8th on 36. Renault remain in the world of their own in 9th on 17 points, with Mana remaining in 10th on 7, and Sauber, despite Suttle scoring another point, they're still 4 points behind Mana and are only on 3 points. So my driver of the day for this race, Also, I have to say Sebastian Vettel, after taking his first race victory for an entire season and Ferrari's first victory of the season, given how poor that Ferrari car really is, yeah, I'd have to say Sebastian Vettel for my driver of the day for this race. So that's been the Austrian Grand Prix. Thanks for watching. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the race. Comment down below your thoughts on the race. Subscribe if you're new. And vote for your driver of the day with the poll link that'll be in the description or the one in the comments. They're both the same, so just click either one of them. And thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.